journaling ecosystem. I started a substack, ins and outs. Hello friends, welcome back to another Happiness Diaries video vlog. I've been having a deliciously slow start to 2026. You know, instead of feeling like I need to rush to have everything defined and all goals set by January 1st, I've been taking my sweet time this year. Moving at my own pace, lots of resting, and also honoring the last few weeks before we jump into the year of the horse. I'm slowly starting to feel that energy build up. So in today's video, I'm sharing with you how I'm getting back into routine after the new year, including my Sunday resets, my journaling ecosystem, as well as my ins and outs for 2026. Before we jump in though, in case you're new here, hi, hello, my name is Irene. I'm a mindful growth coach and creator with a background in neuroscience and positive psychology. I've also been journaling for almost 20 years, and here on this channel, we talk about all things mindful self-development, journaling, mindset, self-discipline, and a lot more. So if that's your vibe, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss any future videos. And if you want more resources, maybe even join our community journaling events to help you grow more mindfully, check out the Happiness Diaries journal, my Instagram, as well as Waves of Thoughts. And with all of that said, let us jump straight into the vlog. It's a new week and I've just finished setting my intentions and my goals and doing all of my planning for the week ahead. Also checking in with clients, which I do every single Monday. Let me know if you'd like a video more in depth on my whole process of planning my week with Notion, setting intentions, time management, all of that. Let me know down below in the comments and I will gladly make that video for you. But for now, I thought I would share with you my 2026 journaling ecosystem. As you know, I have been journaling for almost 20 years now. It's a practice that's been with me ever since I basically learned how to write, and I love it so much. It's a beautiful tool because you can use it for literally anything that you need support with. So personally, I love using journaling for documenting memories, mindset work, so for example, exploring different patterns, but also for goal setting and goal achievement and keeping myself on track. This is my journaling setup for 2026. The regulars, but also we have a fresh new addition to the team. So let me show you. Starting with the simple non-negotiable one, this is my bullet journal, and this is where I do all streams of consciousness, journaling, brain dumps, literally anything that I need to write down without any sort of structure. This is the one. Personally, I love the bullet pages. I think it looks so much cleaner versus lines, and if I want to doodle or do something a bit more creative like collage, I can also do this here. Next up in my journaling ecosystem, we have naturally the Happiness Diaries journal. If you're new here, this is a journal that I've actually created. It's my little baby with all of my lessons from journaling for almost 2 decades, and it includes some of my favorite exercises that I've used with myself as well as with coaching clients. This is what it looks like on the insides. It is actually split into 5 different phases. Phase number 1 is vision. This is when you connect with your values, with your strengths, and you clarify what you actually want. Then you move on to phase number 2, which is planning. This is when you go into actual planning mode and creating a roadmap that you can follow to bring that vision into reality. So this phase includes lots of goal setting exercises, including the NLP version of SMART goals. Then you move on to phase number 3, which is taking the action. This is when you actually put into practice all the things that you've promised yourself. It also includes monthly resets to keep you on track, a page where you can create your self-care inventory, and then a daily layout, which you can fill in every single day to help you set some intentions for the day, also do a bit of a brain dump, and pick your 111 self-care practices for the day. Phase number 4 is all about the mindset. When you start taking action, you might notice a lot of resistance and maybe some limiting beliefs or tendencies for procrastination coming up. You can use this section alongside phase 3, so whenever these things do show up, you can easily target them with all these little exercises. And then lastly, phase number 5, it's bringing everything together. It's embodiment. This is a beautiful phase because this is when you start going from doing onto being. And by being, I mean becoming the version of yourself that you keep on dreaming about. Traits, qualities, doing a little bit of shadow work, all things like that. So I've designed the Happiness Diaries journal to last like 3 to 4 months. So this I keep always on rotation. Whenever I finish one, I start another one right away. For goal achievements, become your best self, designing a life that you love, this is the one. And then I have a new addition for 2026. I came across this little journal and I thought it replicated beautifully what I already do within this bullet journal. So for example, whenever I do my weekly resets, of course I use Notion for my actual time management and scheduling, but whenever I do my weekly reset, I transfer my weekly to-dos onto my bullet journal just so I can keep a record of everything that I've done. Same thing at the end of every month. I add my goals, my favorites, I do a whole review. And I thought it was very interesting because this journal that I came across, this is from Flying Tiger, by the way, as is this one. But this journal that I came across, first of all, beautiful, blue, black and white, perfect, as you can see. But I really love the layout because it very much represents what I'm already doing inside this one. So I thought it'd be interesting to separate things a little bit, keeping this one just for brain dumps, documenting things, this one more for doing some reviews, and then this one for the mindful go-getter, action taking, and mindset improving kind of tool. But like I said, I'm happy to go more in depth onto any of these topics if you'd like me to talk more about those. But yeah, for now, for 2026, this is what we're working with. have some tea, and I also have a little slice of banana bread. It actually ended up not rising that much, so this is almost like a banana brownie without the chocolate, of course, and I've added a little bit of peanut butter on top as well. So I'm going to be having this while talking about my ins and outs for 2026. This is an exercise that I absolutely love doing whenever I need a little bit of a reset, which is deciding the things to do more versus less of moving forward. Plus, this year, instead of just making two separate lists, I've decided to use them a little bit as like replacements almost. So instead of just picking things that I want to stop doing, my outs for 2026, and things that I want to add onto my year, my ins, I've decided to combine them and make the ins a replacement for the outs. So let's get into it, starting with the outs. Dopamine scrolling, especially short form kind of content. You probably resonate, you know, when you're scrolling and it's been like an hour and you finish that scrolling session and you've gained literally nothing out of it. I want to replace dopamine scrolling with longer form content, not just in terms of consuming, but also with creating, especially YouTube and Substack. You have probably noticed that I've been very consistent with YouTube this year. I really feel like something clicked in my brain. And I also launched my Substack. I will leave the link down below in case you want to check it out. But I'm really loving the platform. It's almost like bringing back my OG blogging days. Next up, still related to using your phone, and especially being almost addicted to scrolling into social media, but even to your phone in general. I noticed that I'm mostly always carrying my phone, having it next to me everywhere I go. With everything that I do, the phone is almost always next to me. So something I want to do this year is whenever I'm at home, almost treating my phone as a landline phone, you know, keeping it somewhere, not touching it, and also replacing technology and social media with new hobbies. For example, for my evening routine, and whenever I want to unwind and relax instead of scrolling, I either read my book or I've been loving to play Sudoku as well. Next up, we have hustle culture, overworking, overgiving, overdoing, and forgetting to live as well. So I'm going to replace all of that with setting boundaries with work. Setting boundaries when it comes to at what time I want to finish work, setting boundaries with social media as well and technology. I've talked about this in my recent video of how I'm getting my spark back, but I've also decided to set up a bunch of technology automations, do not disturb mode, things like that, just so I'm not using my phone as much. Kind of related to this, one of my very big outs for 2026 is rushing and overstressing. And instead, I want to replace that experience with regulating my nervous system a bit more in one way by practicing yoga more. I really just want to feel more at peace, more grounded, more anchored all the time versus in this constant mode of having an endless to-do list and having so many things that I want to get done and just feeling like I have to rush in order to accomplish everything. I want to trust and I want my body to feel like there is plenty of time and I can do everything that needs to be done without rushing and without sacrificing my well-being. Mindful growth always, really walk the talk fully moving forward. Another out for 2026 is overly focusing on either the past or the future. I feel like with my line of work, you know, being self-employed, especially helping people work on their mindsets and psychology and all of that, plus on top of all of that, being a very ambitious girly, I feel like sometimes I'm too focused on the past, focusing on, for example, where limiting belief originated or where a pattern was first formed, you know, typical psychology things. And sometimes I'm focused way too much on the future. So what goals I have, where I want to be, what I want to create. And with that, I forget about right now, being here in this present moment. So one of my ins for 2026 is focusing a lot more on the present moment and especially romanticizing and documenting also with YouTube all of the present joys. And then lastly, my final out for 2026 is almost getting trapped in what if thinking patterns and loops, especially the more negative ones. Again, if you've watched the previous video, you get where I'm coming from. 2025, year of the snake, numerologically speaking, year number 9 has been has been interesting to say the least. So I want to replace this with more connection to myself, connection to my loved ones, and connection to God as well. A very interesting, kind of unexpected thing that happened last year was me reconnecting with the religious parts of myself. So that's been very interesting. Returning to church, especially as someone who grew up going to church, I was the perfect little choir girl. I used to sing in the choir, I used to go up and read in front of a whole church packed with people. Now I felt called again, in a way, almost. So it's been interesting to explore that. So these are my ins and outs for 2026. Again, you can see the connections and the replacements that I want to do. Let me know down below if you've defined your ins and outs for the year. I would love to hear more about them. I will now finish my little banana bread. It's really good, I gotta say. It's been a staple in this household. Whenever there's overly ripe bananas, you know what's happening. It's banana bread time. Plus, it's such an easy recipe. Even if it ends up short or weirdly looking, it always tastes amazing. That's guaranteed. Currently making myself a little coffee, and I thought I would tell you about one of my goals for 2026, which I've actually already mentioned in this video, which is that I started a Substack. I really wanted to bring back my blogging days and write more, and Substack is a platform that has just felt so inviting. Scrolling on Substack and reading different articles feels so different to, for example, scrolling on TikTok or even on Instagram with all the short form, attention grabbing hooks and whatnot. So far I'm having quite a lot of fun with it. I wanted to explain to you a little bit about how Substack works because I did get a few questions. So on Substack you can interact with people in a few different ways. So each creator has their own page where they can upload notes, which are almost like tweets, photos, things like that. Also has a community aspect to it, so you can comment on their posts. And then you have your publication, which is your blog. Of course, for mine, I've named it Waves of Thoughts. And this is where people will upload their more in-depth, lengthy articles, blog posts, things like that. I love Substack because the articles and blog post section feels like a newsletter, which you can actually comment and reply to. Whenever I send out my newsletter, I absolutely love whenever some of you reply and share your thoughts with me, and I was really craving more of that community aspect. So I figured I would just start writing some articles, sharing some of my thoughts, and Substack really felt like a very special one to do that. My Substack is free, although you also have a paid section. On the free one, you will find Waves of Thoughts essays, journaling, tools, and more mindful growth guides. But if you want to go more in depth, I've also created a little paid section. So if you decide to upgrade, you also get access to a lot of different other tools and bonuses. For instance, I am creating a journaling library. So every single Monday, you will receive a new journaling tool, exercise, or even some printable templates as well. And lots of other benefits, including you supporting my work. But I'll leave all the information on the screen and down below if you want to explore that more, maybe even join. I also don't think I've mentioned it yet here on YouTube, but for the whole of last year, I've been working on creating a membership / club space, a really beautiful space for accountability with community, lots of journaling, lots of events. That one is coming very soon. One of the elements that I really want to include in this club is the journaling library. In the meantime, while the club is not yet launched, it will live on Substack, but I think I'll also keep the Substack option open just in case. If you just want the journaling library, you can subscribe there. If you want the whole community aspect, then the club is the one for you. So yeah, for 2026, lots of journaling, lots of mindful growth, lots of community things. Honestly, I'm very excited for this year to return to my origins with content creation, to create more opportunities for us all to hang out together, and just for my own journey in general. I'm really looking forward to continue learning new things, reading more, taking courses. I mentioned it in a previous video, maybe doing a yoga teacher training as well. Now that I'm vlogging and posting more frequently and more consistently, of course, I'll keep you super updated. I really hope that you're feeling excited for the year as well. Again, a gentle reminder that the year of the horse doesn't start until February 17th. So until then, it's all about decluttering, organizing, releasing things, letting go of what no longer serves us. So when the year of the horse comes through, we're gonna have the momentum, the energy, the power. We're gonna feel super ready to kickstart new things. If you watched the video until this point, I want you to comment down below the coffee emoji. Let's do that one. To let the others know that you're still here and that you're ready to have a year filled with mindful growth. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Thank you for being here. I really hope you have enjoyed, and I will catch you in the next one.